Spring is here, and with it comes our first full month of spring gaming. April is lacking in AAA offerings, but the indie games are holding down the fort, which is to be expected in April. It's a great opportunity to catch up on your backlog, or maybe check out a smaller game that might have flown under your radar. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here's everything we think is worth checking out in April 2024. Releasing on April 1st, we've got a neat little indie title for all you more casual story-driven adventurers out there. Koira is a heartwarming, hand-drawn tale of friendship where you save a puppy that ends up helping you through an enchanted forest. This forest is full of ancient musical puzzles, mysterious monuments, and a whole host of different environments like shaded groves, dark caves, and snowy hills to explore. Along the way, you and your furry companion will befriend and help all manner of woodland creatures while avoiding and outsmarting the relentless hunters that stand in the way of you getting back home. This genuinely looks like a charming indie title, and if it speaks to at least one person here, we're happy to have brought it to your attention. We're not going to make a big deal of this next one simply because many of you have already played it, but come April 3rd, PC players are finally getting their hands on The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. The remaster features graphical improvements helping bring the game into the modern era, while also fully supporting PlayStation's DualSense controller integration on the PC. Not only will the game look better while playing it, but the remaster also features lost levels, 3 early development versions of levels not seen in the original game. Additionally, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered dips its toe into the roguelite waters with its own roguelike survival mode, No Return. Here, you'll need to survive as long as you can in each run, choosing your path through a series of randomized encounters, all culminating in a final boss battle. Each character you can unlock and use in this mode also features their own set of unique gameplay traits that give you a bit of variety. We know many of you have played this already, but we also know a few of you have been waiting for this one. Well, now is that time. If you're looking for a PvEvP team-based extraction shooter that mixes survival elements of Rust with the crew-based open ocean vibes of Sea of Thieves, Sand, releasing April 3rd into early access, might be for you. Set in an alternate history timeline before World War I, you and your crew will head down to Sophie, a once lush wet surface planet that's now devoid of most life, and explore the world kitted out in industrial age-inspired gear and weapons. Sand dunes cover most of the planet, with shipwrecks and abandoned island towns now being major points of interest that hold all manner of riches. Your goal? Build and pilot a trampler, giant leg-based weaponized platforms that not only carry the loot you find, but can also be fully customized with weapon, fighting emplacements, and room for your survival. You'll need to loot ammo, fuel, and other important items, all while battling it out with other crews planetside trying to strike it rich. That means shelling an opposing trampler into oblivion or taking the fight to the enemy by boarding them and taking full control of their walker. As big fans of Last Oasis, when it first launched, this game looks to scratch that PvP survival itch with enough time before Dune Awakening launches to potentially carve out a decent-sized player base hungry for this type of game. One game I'm personally excited about is releasing on April 8th, and that's South of Midnight, a unique adventure game themed around the mythos of the Deep South. You play as Hazel, a girl who discovers a world where reality and fantasy intertwine after a hurricane destroys her hometown of Prospero. Hazel can tap into a type of spellcasting called Weaving, which she'll use to fight off strange creatures, explore a dark, modern, folklore-inspired world, and solve environmental puzzles. The team behind South of Midnight, Compulsion Games, is known for coloring outside of the lines, and that has me so excited about this game because it presents players with something different, built on rich storytelling, magical combat, and the little explored Southern Gothic setting. At its core, South of Midnight is an action platformer, and you'll spend most of your time exploring the world, navigating its twists and turns, and occasionally fighting to cleanse various parts of Prospero from the evil creatures that have taken up residence. It's akin to something like Psychonauts with a hint of Darksiders, and it's yet another opportunity for Compulsion Games to step outside that comfort zone and deliver on a unique gaming experience. You might not have guessed this, but Livid and I have a genuine side interest in extreme sports games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Skate, SSX, Riders Republic. Between the two of us, we've played a lot of these types of games and just enjoy the thrill of being highly technical and going extremely fast. Well, on April 9th, Descenders Next, developed by Rage Squid, brings us something new to experience. This time you'll grab either a snowboard to take on snowy steep slopes, or hit up the lush mountainsides with a mountain board, all the while choosing how you want to tackle each mountain via your own path. The game also features freestyle controls, allowing you to control every subtle movement of your rider by tapping into the game's physics and trick system, as well as an in-depth editor to show off your runs. The best part is you can either play solo with friends or join potentially hundreds of players online as you try to master all the challenges the game has to offer. This one does look like a blast, and you can check it out now thanks to a free demo ahead of its release. Butterscotch Shenanigans. Yes, that's actually the name of a studio, and on April 10th, Crashlands 2 is dropping on PC and Android, and April 12th for iOS. The art direction and humor still keeps true to their first game, which was very positively received, but the sequel has certainly taken a leap forward by our measure. You'll return to a Nope as Flux Dabes, a disgruntled intergalactic trucker who spent years away from the planet because of a lucrative contract. You return, simply wanting to visit some pals and recover from corporate burnout, but before you even get that chance, you're shot down and land on the planet's surface. Now, crash landed on a part of the world completely foreign to you, you'll need to survive alone in the alien wilderness. Discover both curious and hostile creatures, trigger unique ecological interactions, and craft all types of gadgets, weapons, and elixirs as you explore Wanope. The game allows for mix-and-match playstyles with gear that enables stealth, traps, and environmental hazards for both tense or downright absurd engagements. When you're not fighting or exploring, you'll be able to build your own cozy home away from home, allowing you to craft, fish, farm, and tame all manner of creatures in relative safety. Honestly, the game just looks goofy, vibrant, and fun, which I think we can all admit we need more of in the world. For all you Metroidvania and Souls-like fans out there, Mandragora Whispers of the Witch Tree is a game that has certainly captured our attention. With a legendary witch lantern in your hand, you'll enter the otherworldly plane of entropy, where you'll come across fierce creatures, challenging nightmarish bosses, and a world that has succumbed to monsters. This 2.5D side-scrolling action RPG will test both your platforming and traversal proficiency, since exploration is paramount, with new skills you acquire at multiple points in the game being used to uncover new areas of the world. At the same time, you'll put yourself through skills-driven combat similar to that of a major Souls-like game. Stamina management is essential to either success or a swift death at the hands of Mandragora's punishing enemies. The game also features multiple unique classes to master that each have a diverse set of skills and powers that you can master through a deep progression system. You can even craft weapons, armor, trinkets, and unlock powerful upgrades that pay off in a much bigger way, given the game features New Game Plus at launch. All in all, I think this one is punching above its weight class and looks like a promising indie title. On April 17th, Bionic Bay, one of the most unique platformers we've seen in a long time, is being released on PC and PS5. This was originally planned for March, but looks like it was pushed back to this coming April. You play as a scientist trying to escape an ancient biomechanical world filled with all manner of technology that more or less wants to kill you. You're not helpless though, and with a unique teleportation device in hand, you'll be able to manipulate the world and hopefully survive. From the game's unique pixel art style to its interesting swap mechanics, there's a lot of fun to be had in this dystopian world, and with online speedrunning modes, leaderboards, and some character customization, there's a lot to latch onto, especially if you're into innovative platformers. On April 24th, Expedition 33, one of our most anticipated games of 2025, arrives, and it could be the next big JRPG-style game. Every year, a mysterious deity known as the Paintress erases a generation of people by painting a number that corresponds to their age. That number grows smaller and smaller each year, and every time, an expedition made up of people whose numbers will be next sets out to try and stop her before humanity eventually vanishes for good. This year, it's your expedition's turn. While turn-based, the game features an interactive combat system similar to that of a classic Legend of Dragoon, where you have to engage with not only quick-time events to amplify your attacks, but you also have the ability to jump over, dodge, or parry any attack in the game, meaning the most skilled players could complete this game without ever taking a single lick of damage. Based on our 5 hours with the game in an early hands-on session, we can confidently say that the characters are extremely unique, each with their own mechanics you'll need to master to make the most out of their valuable party slot. Gustav has insane burst damage potential with his overcharge mechanic. Lune, on the other hand, controls elemental magic and manages synergies through stains. And then there's Mael, who stance dances to alter her combat efficiency while bringing powerful buffs and debuffs to the table. Character progression is deep, featuring diverse skill trees, attribute scaling weapons, and an entire passive system in the form of Pictos and Lumina to master. Add to this the powerhouse voice acting of Charlie Cox, Jennifer English, and Andy Serkis, coupled with a compelling narrative, and we could have a gem on our hands. For all you RTS fans out there, especially those fond of titles from back in the 90s and 2000s, Tempest Rising is dropping on April 24th. It's a modern take on a classic formula featuring base building, gameplay modes in both single player and multiplayer, and 3 asymmetrical unique factions, each with their own approach to combat and economy. The Global Defense Forces are highly mobile and advanced peacekeepers, featuring some really potent aerial units and Terran-like ground forces, while the Tempest Dynasty have some truly hard-hitting units and the ability to rapidly deploy pre-constructed buildings and defenses. The third faction will be available post-launch, but you'll still have plenty to do across 2 11-mission campaigns, as well as multiplayer matches in skirmishes, custom lobbies, and ranked. The game has some serious Command & Conquer / StarCraft 2 vibes, and if you're a fan of this genre, you can check out a demo available now on Steam. So there you have it, the 10 games coming out in April 2025 that we think should be on your radar. If we skipped a game on this list that you're personally excited about, do us a favor and leave us a comment down below. And of course, if you appreciate the work that goes into researching, writing, and producing these videos, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, and consider subscribing. We've got more videos coming your way, and you won't want to miss out. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.